Hey BookTube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. Blue is here as well. Blue, wanna say hi? He's been crying, been very talkative this afternoon, so there he goes. Okay, so guess we got that in. I just wanted to give you a brief update on my reading for March. I've been participating in 4 BookTube events this month, and it's been really great and really exciting. So the first book that I finished is The Witch of Blackbird Pond by Elizabeth George Speare. This is a book about an orphan, and I read this as a young girl and I really loved it. And I don't know, the middle grade books that I have read this month, and I read one at the very end of February, I'm just not really connecting with the way I did when I was a young girl, which is hardly surprising. But anyway, so I do have somebody who wants this one in Island of the Blue Dolphins, so I'll be sending them on their way, and I'm very excited that they're going to have a new home and someone who will enjoy them and appreciate them, hopefully. They're a little beat up because they're all older than I am. Kind of making me rethink the young adult and middle grade books that we own, whether, yeah, I mean, obviously there's some I'm not going to get rid of, but I really do want to try to read as many of them as I can this year to decide if I want to keep them, because I really do believe that, you know, if I have a great book but it's just not necessarily for me, I would love for it to be, you know, in the home of someone who will be really excited and appreciative. The next book I finished was for the Irish Readathon. This is William Trevor's The Story of Lucy Galt. And this was based on a prompt related to a book that is either written in the 1920s or takes place in the 1920s. And this book starts out in early 1920s Ireland. Guys, this is such a sad book. And it's really about the things we run away from in various ways, and the various ways of running away from things. I keep trying to talk to Jason about it, and he's like, I've already told you my thoughts, but of course, like, he told them to me like right before I fell asleep or something like that, because Jason has read this book, and I think he gave it 5 stars. I gave it 4 stars. It's a really well-written book. It's very descriptive. And it's a book that probably should be read slowly, like over a longer period of time. I did have a day where I read like 100 pages of this book, which is not quite half. And so that may be the difference, but it is just, it's a really sad book, but beautifully written nonetheless, and a story that I think will really stay with me. The characters in it, and I don't want to give anything away because there's definitely some big surprises in this book. But yeah, so I read this for the Irish Readathon, and I do have one other Irish Readathon book. And then I'm not going to talk about this book very much today, okay? But I wanted to tell you that I did finish reading Dombey and Son last night. Dombey and Son, of course, being by Charles Dickens. I read this with Joe Smith, and honestly, I will tell you, I finished the book, and I just sat here in this chair and just like took it all in. So I want to wait, and maybe like my March wrap up, I will talk more about Dombey and Son in that, but this is a 5-star book. without a doubt for me. I will also say I've been really excited. A couple of you are reading Bleak House for March of the Mammoths. I'd love to hear how that's going. That's what I read this for. It's a book that's 800 pages or longer, so it is, and it did take a lot of diligence to you know, make sure I was reading enough of the book every single day. But yeah, some of you have marked this as like maybe a possible read, a future read. I persuaded somebody to buy a copy of A Tale of Two Cities. I am still reading Agatha Christie's Why Didn't They Ask Evans? Now, Marilyn Maya Mendoza, you told me you wanted this. I just, like, the front part of the cover and the bottom part of the cover have fallen off. So if you don't want it anymore, just tell me. Otherwise, I'm going to ask you for your address and I'm going to mail it to Hawaii. So I just want to know. Okay. So I have less than 100 pages in this book, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, like I don't know. I haven't solved anything yet. I do think one of the main characters, Bobby Jones, like he's a bit of a dolt at the beginning of the book at times, right? I mean, the main thing about the story is Bobby finds a person who is dying, and their last words are, "Why didn't they ask Evans?" Right? But Bobby, like, he goes to the inquest, doesn't say anything about, like, what the last man's words were. Like, people come and ask him, did he say anything? And he's like, no. And then later he's like, oh, they asked this. So anyway, that's really the kind of how the book starts off. Now, his friend, Lady Frances, I really, really like her. She, if Miss Marple had been daughter to an earl, I think that's what Lady Frances would be. She's just so good at, like, kind of not ingratiating, but like getting herself into situations where she can chat with people, and it all seems very innocent and you know, oh really, like so and so does this really, that's fascinating, tell me more. You know, just in this very kind of charming way about her. So anyway, and Bobby's gotten better. But anyway, so I'm reading this as part of March Mystery Madness. I am reading one other book. This is Holding by Graham Norton. It's a mystery. So it's an Irish readathon book, and it's a March Mystery Madness book. I don't know if you can see, I just really love this cover. I just started reading this one last night, so I am not very far into it. But as far as the 2x2, so there are human remains discovered in this little town in Ireland, and there's two women who I don't know how they figure out whose remains they are, but there's two different women who loved that particular person. So there's the 2x2 theme for March Mystery Madness. But anyway, in spite of the fact that I am really exhausted and that there's also the Oscars this weekend, this is all I have to read. And I will have, I've really read a lot this month. So one of the things I've been doing is I've been keeping track of my pages. Now, if you look at this first column here, this is my mammoth. So, I mean, yeah, it requires quite a bit of discipline to read an 800-page book. Although, granted, I did start a little bit in February. But anyway, so each column is for a different book, and of course I've screwed up a few times and things like that. But yeah, so it's been fun to do this, and I will continue to do this until I'm done with both of those books. It's not the kind of thing I think I want to do every single month. So, the big reveal. I have an addition to the library. And that's why I'm so far away from you. And you still can't see it. Dang it. Oh, I have a library cart. Jason bought this for me. It's got wheels. So here is my library cart. Now the real question about the library cart is, you guys, what do I put in it? I know a ton of you have library carts. I've seen them in your videos. So there's 3 shelves, and I am not sure, like, do I put overflow? Do I put my TBR? Do I put, I don't know, like, I'm not sure, but I'd really, really like to hear your ideas. Or if you don't have a library cart, like, how would you use it in your home? We just don't have enough room, frankly. I'm just not sure. Like, I want to use it smart, wisely. Like, I don't check out a ton of books from the library because I just have so many books here and I should read these books. But yeah, so I really, really want to know in the comments section, if you have a library cart, how do you use it? What is it? How does it function in your home? Is it just overflow of things that don't fit on shelves, or what exactly, yeah, like how it functions into your life as a reader, and maybe even your channel. I'm not sure. So I want to thank you guys so much for some really encouraging comments I received, and some really encouraging Voxer messages and Instagram messages this week. I'm very, very grateful. It was a really challenging week, and I mean that in a total, like, first world challenging kind of way. But yeah, it's just so, it's really those kinds of messages and comments that keep me going. So thank you guys so much. BookTube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and when I've heard from you about how to use my cart, I'm gonna fill it up, and then we'll have another video where we talk about the cart again. All right, BookTube, take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.